Everybody, I cannot believe this, but it is week 4 since we have been quarantined. But don't worry, ET Live is still bringing you all that pop culture and entertainment celebrity goodness that you need from home. I'm Denny Directo.
And I am Lauren Zima. Welcome to ET Live at Home in Quarantine. That's what I'm calling this week, Denny. What we are getting through for you guys today, we're going to talk Kendall Jenner making some reveals on Instagram Live about her secret artistic life. Plus, you literally will not believe what these celebrities are doing with their pets during quarantine, and another episode of Tiger King coming, what we know, and the celebrities we talk to about potential casting. What else?
Meanwhile, if you're feeling cooped up at home and having some crazy mood swings, apparently there's a name for it. We figured that out. So we'll get into what cabin fever is and how you can cope. But also, we want to figure out what quarantine house you're in, we're in. Just imagine the celebrities you want to be stuck in a house with during quarantine. We're going to figure that out together. And some celebrities actually responded, and their answers may surprise you.
All right, let's get into it all. Denny D, I got to tell you.
What's up?
I have jumped on the TikTok trend.
Is that whipped coffee?
It's whipped coffee.
You made a whipped coffee.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Chris made a
Chris
whip.
Harrison's daughter made it.
No, we made that.
She's been making it for me every day. It is so good. I'm thinking it's kind of a reverse latte. The coffee is the foam.
Right.
You put it on the milk.
Yeah.
It seeps in. Oh, it's good. It's a daily
It's a
thing.
nice little treat, especially because we don't have our daily Starbucks or favorite coffee spot fix anymore. Like, I've been relying on 2 different coffee makers at this point. But we made whipped coffee last week. Delish. It's really easy too. It just takes 20 minutes though. That's the thing. It takes 20 minutes to whip.
We do have an electric mixer thing.
Oh, I have a manual for, wow, analog. I tell you, I know.
Maybe order one. Maybe a good purchase in the quarantine times. You and I weren't really the ones to have the kitchen appliances, so I don't judge. I only have one because I'm here,
Bless you.
So let's talk about other hidden talents. You take the lead on this one because you brought this to my attention that Kendall Jenner had gone on Instagram Live with Hailey and Justin Bieber. And I could not believe some of the stuff Kendall shared because she's not usually one to open up as much as, say, her sisters do.
I was going to say, I feel like we have a good grasp of what the Kardashian sisters are up to during quarantine with their kids, but it's like, where's Kendall? Where's she been at? Well, she popped on BFF Hailey Bieber's Instagram Live with Justin as well, which is, first of all, let's talk about that. Again, because everyone's at home and presumably bored or just because they have the time, I feel like we've gained so much more access to all of these celebrities.
Yes.
And I know I know I am seeing on our Instagram feeds how many people are going live, but this was kind of amazing that Kendall popped on with Justin and Hailey. First of all, she gushed about the couple. She said that she had always rooted for them and had hoped that they would end up together, and she really wanted them to get married badly for each other, just knowing who they were and how much she loves them. And she even said that it's why she cried at the wedding. The big star-studded wedding that happened in South Carolina. Kendall was all for it. But what got me, Lauren, and what I thought was the most interesting is how Kendall's spending her time in quarantine. She says she's been trying to stay off screens a lot, but has been, wait for it, tie-dyeing, painting, reading a lot, and then going on what she calls safe walks.
Kendall Jenner painting. I didn't see it coming. Who knew? I would love to see a Kendall Jenner painting. Can she share? Maybe she has this incredible hidden artistic talent. It's going to be a whole next chapter of her career that we didn't see any of the Kardashian Jenner clan having.
People are tapping into their creativity, okay? The hidden talents are jumping out amid the coronavirus pandemic.
I kind of love hearing from Kendall too, because as we said, she's the one we don't know as much about. She's the only one who we've never had, super solid confirmation of like who she's dating.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know a ton about her personal life, and to hear that she has these other talents and passions, I liked that, because even with the rest of the Kardashian Jenners, like, I don't know, we don't always know, like, what are you reading? What music are you listening to? Just kind of those. Yeah. So it was cool. I liked it.
Well, that and she says she's trying to stay off the screens as much as possible, but she did admit to just recently watching the last song, which she said with Liam and Miley, which she says was one of her favorites from back in the day. She goes, it's been a minute since I saw that. So she's like, I got to watch this and get into it right now. So I'm like, okay, there it is. The young Kendall also kind of jumped out too, because I was like, of course, I could see little Kendall and Kylie just tuning into Hannah Montana, watching the last song, following Liam and Miley's every relationship step. I loved it.
Their lives have changed so much. It's like Wild.
On that
Okay.
note, she did. I wish she addressed the fight, by the way, but she did not. I watched.
Well, you knew she wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's talk about pets in quarantine. Justin Theroux, man, oh man, did this get me thinking. So Justin shares on Instagram a moment with his dog that we've come to know well. He's taken this pup on carpets. This dog is a celeb in her own right,
Yeah.
but he took her on a date.
He took her on a date, like a very romantic fireside Italian meal. Literally,
Penne with tomatoes and garlic,
yeah.
ricotta saltata. I don't know if that's real or if he was being funny. Olive oil and basil, and a fireside date, with little Kuma there. It got me thinking, Den. I mean, here's the thing, very sweet in the quarantine, but we've been shipping Jennifer Aniston nonstop since her and Justin Theroux split up. We haven't shipped Justin Theroux. Who do we want Justin Theroux to be dating?
Well, you know what? I think it's nearly impossible to date right now in the time of quarantine. But, I also feel like just a quarantine is perfect for celebrities like Justin Theroux because he seems like someone who likes to stay home. And he also seems like someone who prefers pets over people. There's a bunch of those people in our lives. And so I honestly cannot picture him with anyone else right now besides Kuma. Have you given that thought, though? Like, is there someone you're trying to match him up with?
I am gonna say Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay, I see that.
He feels like her type. She was with Stuart Townsend for a long time. She likes kind of that dark complexion. He's very into charity work, animals. She's into charity work. Like, they have that in common. They've both been in the business a long time. They're both funny. She was hilarious in Long Shot. He helped write Tropic Thunder. I see it happening.
Or I could see it. This is so random that this person popped in my head. I see Charlize and Justin, but what if it's someone that we least expect, but also when you see them together, like I get it, like a Juliette Lewis. You know how funny she is on Instagram, and she's got this huge personality. I feel like that's a vibe with Justin.
That's a vibe. Well, for now, he has Kuma. And then Shania Twain also bringing in multiple animals to her performance on the ACM Presents Our Country special on Sunday night. We know that woman loves her ranch, her horses, and her dog. I've interviewed her before for her Las Vegas residency several times over the past couple months. She brings the dog out on stage during her Vegas residency performances. So making a cameo during this one. Love it.
Crazier things have happened, and when I watched it, it really truly had me sent. Like, I was kind of like confused, and I thought it was so funny until I kept watching it, and it all of a sudden became really sweet and sentimental. Just watch what happens when she's performing a quarantine version of Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. And it's totally crazy. Forget I'm a lady. Men's shirt, short skirts. Really go out, yeah, doing it in style.
The horse is like, I can't tell if the horse is trying to eat the guitar, but then I think like during the chorus, he like gets close to her face. Like, was he trying to duet? I don't know, but it was captivating. It was so cute.
I'm in. For a little bit of non-Rona entertainment. NRN, non-Rona news, as we've been calling it, still with a touch of a Corona lens, but whatever. Speaking of crazier things, though, that have happened, reports that another episode of Tiger King is coming. Now, when I say reports, you won't believe where this originated. LA Dodgers star Justin Turner, his wife Courtney, gets him a cameo from Jeff Lowe because the Tiger King stars are on Cameo now. And in the cameo, Jeff Lowe says that another episode is going to drop.
He says a new episode is going to drop this week. And this was a Instagram or a cameo video from last week. So he was like, next week, there'll be another episode added on Netflix. It's like he gave a timeline. It wasn't just that they're giving us a bonus episode. He even revealed that they're going to do more interviews the next day. But he gave it a timeline saying this week. Of course, we reached out to Netflix, have not heard back, but like we want it. I'm just trying to figure out like, what do you think that extra episode
Well, when I talked to Jeff Lowe, I did an interview with him. He said there was tons of stuff that they shot that they did not use. Like, they followed these people for 5 years. We got 6 episodes, but there's probably so much more. But what's interesting to me is, okay, we got to remember, first of all my love to all these people because I love watching them. they're not necessarily the most trustworthy bunch.
Right.
And if Jeff Lowe's sitting there saying he's going to do more interviews, he literally said in my interview, probably days earlier, that he would not do a season 2 if asked, that he's not interested, that he had blocked the director's number. Well, potentially how quickly things can change. Now, I believe Netflix would throw together an episode and post it, considering how successful this has been. It's been their number 1 show for the past couple of weeks.
Right.
But don't you think Netflix would be promoting it if they were going to give us another episode?
I wouldn't be surprised that they turn it around quickly while we're all still at home and they're still riding that Tiger King wave and all the buzz. But to say as quickly as this week, I don't believe, because I'm sure they still got to cut it together. But I do feel like there's plenty of material too, not even just because of what you found out that they shot a bunch of stuff, but the story is still developing. Like there's still other layers. Like I think this could be a whole nother season.
Carol Baskin's missing husband case now reopened by the sheriff, 100%.
And
of course, we know we've obsessed over it so much. Celebrities have to. Tell me how you felt about Rob Lowe sharing the pics of him dressed as Joe Exotic. I think he was kind of throwing his name in the ring there to be cast as him. I feel like everyone wants this part now.
I was like, he did full Joe Exotic drag. He
Makeup.
went the makeup, the eyeliner, the outfit, the pose, that was a whole photo shoot. I don't know who took those pictures. I'm assuming either his wife or his kid. But I was so shook, and I was like, yes. And also because my quarantine show that I've been binge watching, I'm revisiting an old show I've never watched before but always wanted to, and that's Brothers and Sisters, which he's on. So like my 2 favorite shows during quarantine, Tiger King and Brothers and Sisters, combined into one beautiful Instagram post. I was here for it.
Okay, love it. I know. I love too how his family like trolls him in the comments. His son was like, "That's traumatizing for our dog. What are you doing?" The casting debate rages on. So many people had thrown out David Spade because he played the iconic Joe Dirt, already shirtless and a mullet. It just seems like a nice fit. I talked to David Spade. Here's what he had to say about the potential of playing Joe Exotic.
I don't know if I could. That's why I don't really push it or jump in on all these funny debates, but it just looks too fun. I thought Woody Harrelson is funny as that guy, Jeff.
I feel like he was hesitant. It almost seemed he didn't want to potentially be set up for any kind of disappointment. I really think this is now a coveted part, whether it's a TV series or a movie or however this plays out based on where the rights to the story go.
Absolutely, and that's why Dax Shepard also threw his name in the hat when he tweeted that he better play Joe Exotic. And it's something that also John Finley, when he spoke to ET's Kevin Frazier, also said like he sees Dax as Joe. And so we actually talked to Kristen Bell as well to get her reaction and her thoughts on that.
You think it's him? You think it's got to be him? He would be so thrilled because we loved that show. Yes. But there's one problem, and he realized it late the other night. He really did realize he has an actual massive fear of like killer animals. If they can figure out how to do it CG, he's in. He's very much campaigning for the role. I think he would be brilliant.
It depends on how this plays out. Like, will the movie be kind of a satire? Will it be played really straight? I want to see it as a straight drama. What do you want the movie to be?
I feel like there's underlying comedy that you don't have to force, right?
Yes.
So just go the straight and narrow. But he could do both, though. That's the thing. Like, he could make it funny, but also have his serious moments, you know?
Well, that's the thing. We've never seen him in a full-on drama as the lead, film-wise. So I kind of wanted to just see if he could do it. He might blow us all away.
Dude, my vote is Dax, but I definitely appreciate Tiger King for helping me kind of like, you know, be a little more entertained during quarantine because, like we mentioned, it's week 4 and it takes a toll. I don't know how you're holding up, girl. How are you?
Denny, I texted you this screenshot over the weekend because I felt seen. So I've loved the Cuomo brothers during quarantine. Just their cute, funny interactions during press conferences have kind of been a nice bright light during a lot of serious news delivery. Of course, all of our well wishes out to Chris Cuomo, who has been diagnosed with COVID-19. But the governor of New York, Mr. Andrew Cuomo, in one of his press conferences, he does these PowerPoints, and they put up on the screen, cabin fever. Here are the symptoms if you're experiencing them. Feeling of isolation, mood swings, resentment of people around you, and my personal favorite, prone to irrational outbursts. And I was like, it's me. I have it.
So you text me that, and what did I say back? I go, that's what was wrong with me last week. I had one really bad day. I was in a bad mood for no apparent reason. It wasn't my boyfriend's fault. It wasn't even coronavirus. I think it was just this like feeling of like irritability and nowhere to go and like this blissfulness. And I'm just like, get me out of here. And I guess it's cabin fever. I'm like,
I feel like cabin fever was always kind of a thing you joked about, but I sort of felt like I needed to hear that, because what I do remind myself of is the perspective. Healthcare workers are out there risking their lives. They have it 1,000,000 times harder than me, people who actually have COVID-19 right now and are worried about their health. But you do feel, I keep feeling like my emotions are at the forefront of me all the time in a way that they're not usually.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to understand, what was it? What is it? And I think at the end of the day, it's just that life has changed. And even with other people, you can sometimes feel sort of isolated in your thoughts. There's fear, there's anxiety.
Right.
And I mean, the prone to irrational outbursts, I got to tell you, I've been tearing up for no reason.
Oh my God.
Daily for like a week. Chris looks over at me. He's like, why are you crying? I'm like, I don't know, man.
But again, emotion. I think it's a lot of the uncertainty. The uncertainty is caused a lot of anxiety. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But like, I just feel like as much as you can try and think of and stay positive about what's going on, there are the parts of you where you're like, I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know if I'm safe. I have this weird anxiety where it's like, I'm dying to go outside, but also scared too at the same time. So I don't blame you for the mood swings or the irritability.
I'm grateful for Chris Harrison for his patience, and for the ability to Zoom with friends.
And listen, if you're having struggles like us, I just recently spoke with purpose coach and content creator, former monk Jay Shetty, and here's some advice he had to share about how you can survive this quarantine.
Location has energy, and you can create energy in a space with three things. So the three things are sights, what you can see, scent, what you can smell, and sounds, what you can hear. So if you think about relaxing environments, let's take a spa, for example. What have they changed? They've changed the lighting and the visuals. They've changed the scents. You can smell all these beautiful diffusers and scents, and you can hear calm and peaceful music. So you can actually create environments in your home, whether it's just a desk in the corner which you're working from, or whether it's a small area where you meditate and reflect every morning or journal from, whether it's a space that you sleep. It's important to craft and create these energies so that you don't feel you're in the same space the whole time.
Let's have a little fun here, because what is helping me get through is the quarantine humor. Yeah. And this is a new trend that started. What quarantine house are you? So I've seen a couple versions of it. Talk us through the one that you saw, because I know you weighed in on this. It's basically lists of celebrities and which one are you going to be with. The whole concept is, who do you want to be quarantined with if you have to pick?
Exactly. So Savannah Locke, she made this grid, and she grouped some of the biggest names in Hollywood into 6 different houses and asked fans to choose your quarantine house. So here are the houses. Take a look. I mean, literally everyone in Hollywood across sports, TV, music, movies. It's kind of hard to pick. I know I'm a huge Beyonce stan, so you're probably expecting me to choose house 6, but you know what? I'm surprised you, Lauren. I would go with house 2, and here's why. House 2 has Reese, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Miley Cyrus, Quentin Tarantino, and Chrissy Teigen. You need someone to be the life of the party like Reese Witherspoon. She knows how to throw one. Lin-Manuel, you need someone who can play an instrument, right? Miley can sing. She can also help you with the other recreational stuff. And then Chrissy Teigen, she can cook, and she's a riot. Those are the people you want to be stuck in a house with, in my opinion.
You know what? And I'm going to say, as much as I do think Quentin might be a little wacky, he could put everybody in a star-making turn of a film. You could have your big break before you know it, you have an Oscar. Okay.
Right.
All right. I see you on that.
How about you?
I just have to say, it's house 6, no question for me, because look, at the end of the day, we're not going to starve during this quarantine. I'll eat whatever I have to eat. Chrissy Teigen would make better food, yes. But house 6, Ellen, funny. Chris Hemsworth, hot. I'm going to stare at his arms. Beyonce and Britney. I have so many questions for both of them.
Yeah.
And I just want to watch Britney. I just want to watch what she does. And that's what I'm gonna do.
I don't blame you. And of course, I have so many questions from Beyonce. She's one of the top 3 people I would love to get a drink with. But I feel like after a couple weeks, that will get old. She is introverted.
Wow.
She is shy. She's going to stop talking. Brittany, who knows what she's going to be doing? She's going to be doing these crazy ass workouts. And Ellen, I'm like, I have heads up on my phone.
Okay. You said what?
I'm like, and Ellen, I have heads up on my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay, but Brittany, it's like I need to ask her about the lawsuits. I need to ask her about the conservatorship. I just have like so many. I always think about it from an interview perspective, right?
You gotta ask her about Doc Ansel, or was it?
Yeah, she hung out with Doc Ansel from Tiger King at one point in his zoo. He told me I need to know about that. I have a lot of crossover questions. I love that celebrities are weighing in. I kind of cracked up when I saw my boy, former Bachelor Colton Underwood. He weighed in. He said, number 6, no question. I was like, Colton, are you a big Beyonce, Britney stan?
I love that. And someone responded to him, I knew I liked you.
I want to give a shout out to a couple others. Like you said, Savannah Locke, who's a writer, came up with that one. My friend Danny Pellegrino, who's been on ET Live before, he's a Real Housewives stan. Let's throw his up there. He did Real Housewives, and that was a tough call. He split up 2 of my favorites, Ramona Singer and Sonia Morgan, which was tough for me. And Denny, I've made one, and I'm about to put you to the test.
You made one?
I made one. I put it up on the gram a couple hours ago. 400 comments. Weigh in now.
I didn't know this.
Yes, we can throw mine up. I did. Pick your Tiger King quarantine house.
Okay, so we have Joe, Chrissy.
So you have a Tiger King, as I call them, Joe Exotic, Jeff Lowe, Doc Antle, and Carol F. for Baskin. You have a celebrity fan of the show, and you have a possible Joe Exotic casting choice in each house. Who do you choose?
Oh my God, I know exactly what I'm going to choose. I'm going with House 3, Doc Antle, Miley Cyrus, and Rob Lowe.
You keep shocking me with your choices. Why are you picking them? Because they have the good edibles?
Honestly, Doc is the one that had the most energy and seemed like the least skeezy. Well, actually, that's so funny to say because the claims in the doc with the women. Anyways, he seemed like the most fun. I'm going to go with that. And then there's Miley. We know how to have a good time. And Rob, I wouldn't mind staring at Rob Lowe all day in a house. Okay,
I've learned this about us. You pick the good time.
Yeah.
I'm like, who can I go Barbara Walters on? I got to go number 4. I have questions for Carol Baskin.
I would be scared to see what Cardi does in the same room as Carol F. Baskin.
Or you pull out your phone, you record it, and then that
Yes.
viral.
Do it for the gram, Lauren. I'm so glad you're on TikTok now.
By the way, thank you for dressing a little Tiger King today. I feel like I see your stripes, and I love that.
It's like the jungle. Yeah.
Oh, it's the jungle out here. Denny D, whipped coffee. Cheers to you. I love you.
Lauren Z, cheers to you. You guys, thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more entertainment tea.
This has been ET Live at Home. Bye, everybody.
Bye.